はい、というわけで皆さん、こんにちは。今日はですね、新しいゲーム始めてみたいと思います。この画面見たら、丸を押して開始しますとしか出てないんで、何のゲームかわかる人はあんまりいないと思うんですけれども、グリードフォールっていう、ヨーロッパの方の会社が作ってくれた、楽しいオープンワールドのゲームでございます。ですね。なんか病気が蔓延して、それをね、治す特効薬を手に入れるみたいな話の流れらしいんですけれども、全く攻略情報とか触れてませんので、早速ですね、丸を押して開始していこうと思います。語りは私、高2でお送りいたしますので、よろしくお願いいたします。というわけで、開始します。はい。明るさせてですね、はっきり見える。ぼんやり見える。はい、こんなもんでしょうね。はい。で、新しいゲーム、ロードオプション、クレジットということで、このゲームね、実は今年の8月ぐらいに発売する予定だったんですけれども、結局ね、ナイント設定ですよ。いつも通り、ゴッド・オブ・オーと同じですね。通常ですよ。ね。慎重に戦闘計画を立てなければなりませんと。OK。通常ですね。ということで始めていこうと思います。で、さっき言った8月に発売予定だったのが、ちょっともろもろの諸事情により延期されたということで、10月のですね、29日発売となっております。オープンワールドのなんかダークソ風な、ゲームになっているらしいので、私に、そうですね、死ぬんでしょうね、多分ね。スカイリムとかね、あんな感じでいろいろなスキルも上げられるらしいんで、ちょっといろいろ手探りでやっていこうと思いますが、ちょっと黙りますね。
Could you stand a little taller, just a tad?
Like this?
Yes, yes. The chin a tiny bit lower. Gaze a little more to the right. There! Now, hold the pose.
キャラメイク。というわけで、なんすかね、これなんか、左の顎になんか苔生えてますけど、プリセットなんちゅうか、みんなオカマっぽくね。やさ男っぽいのがいいですかね。やっぱりね、男性でいきましょう。顔。目の色。これでいいでしょ。次のステップ。R1。はい、というわけで開始クラスですね。あなたプレスタイルに応じて開始スキルを選択してください。進行中に他のアーキタイプのスキルロックを解除することができます。近接戦闘向きです。トラップを設置する。トラップ。遠隔攻撃魔法向きです。いやー、これどうしようかな。重機。いや、これ魔法か。技術。片手剣が使えるんだよね。うわ、これめちゃくちゃ悩む。ちょっとどうしよう。いや、魔法にしよう。魔法にします。次のステップ。自分のあったプレイスタイルで最初にポイントを使う属性を選択してください。残りポイント1。魔法でしょうね。これでしょうね。はい、次のステップ。カリスマ。なんだこれ。商品のいいねをわずかに下げることができ。カリスマレベル。科学の力。ピッキング。収穫できる場所を見やすくなります。職人の技。 いや、やっぱカリスマか。これはカリスマでしょう。よっしゃ、始めよう。OK、いきます。
Just a few more minutes. You have such an incredibly singular face. That's a compliment, my lord, out of my mouth. Your particularity gives you character.
You're still here?
We've nearly finished. Have you any more need of me, Master?
You haven't forgotten that we're setting sail today, have you?
Of course not.
Your cousin is nowhere to be found. I've searched the palace from cellars to attics. Your uncle is beside himself.
He was of a mind to paint the town last night. Don't worry, I shall track him down. Make care to your own preparations without wrinkling another frown. We'll meet you on the boat.
It's about time your cousin took account of the responsibilities awaiting him. He should go and inform the ambassadors of Telemi and the Bridge Alliance of his departure.
Have no fear, Master. I will go and see them in his name. I beg your pardon, but urgent matters call me away. Might we finish all this later?
Impossible, my lord. You are leaving with the tide, if what I've been told is correct.
I am sorry, sir. Truly, I must be going.
My lord, please, I beg you. Her Highness has personally requested I finish this.
Thank you, cousin, for getting me out of that.
おっと、早速操作できますね。大いなる出発追跡する。母に別れを告げると。ほうほうほう。画面の中央上部に表示され、重要な場所とアクティブなクエストの目的を示しています。ほうほうほう。普通に走れますね。ローリング的なのできない。なんだこれ。お、早速。はいはいはいはい。戦闘一時停止、武器を変更する。会話できないんですか？会話。バッて会話か。
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
マジか。どこ吹いてんだよ。私と会話したくないからって今急にここ吹こうとしただろうなあ。姉ちゃんよ、聞いてるか？絶対私と会話を切り上げるために急に床吹き出しただろう。まったく私が悪者見てるじゃねえか。よし、仕方ない。行くか。ここは何？ちょっとカメラ。
Hey! Green blood!
Oh, thank you.
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
Accompanied by their most loyal and tenacious master of arms.
As loyal as your goal.
Enough with the cold mercenary. I know you like us. Still hiding your men in the unsuspecting shadows of the greats of this world, I see.
Hey, our blades are the only thing keeping you dainties alive.
Ha! Kurt, I'm not in need of your protection. I'm no longer a child, you know.
Is that so? Well, let's see.
戦闘じゃない、初戦闘だよね。3回攻撃ってこと？メインアタック、二次攻撃。はい。二次攻撃。3つの攻撃から2を守る。プラス。おだー！魔法で受け流す。よろしく。ああ。ちょっと待って。なるほどね。戦うことができる。影のミサイル。R3 でターゲットをストーン。影のミサイル。影の衝撃。痛い。体力を失いました。近道に。ショートカットってことか。ゲーム再 再開可能な時間に次のアクションを再開できます。戦闘出手すると周りの敵について詳しく知ることができますと。なるほど。で、どうやって割れて四角に。OK。で、四角に使えばいい。はいはい。あばーい。光を使って、ちょっと待って、光を使ってなんだ。ちょっと待って、光をちょっと。
Me who thought myself a competent weapons master.
It's becoming a little hard to believe.
Don't add insult to injury. This is humiliating enough. We'll need to get you through the basics, or you risk getting your feathers plucked at the first sign of trouble.
That could definitely come in handy.
In that case, Otto here is going to be your training partner. Go! Fight with honor!
負けろ。呪縛は敵を地域に行動不能にできます。魔法を使った呪文は左上の青いメダルに表示されます。はい。何？呪縛って何これ？割り合ってる。割り合ってる。割り合ってる横。よし。停止の呪文に使ってみる。OK。はい。OK。で、片付け。はい。物理的な走行レベルは体力バーの C に表示示されます。走行は物理ダメージを一部吸収します。衝撃機を使うか特定の罠を使います。魔法による攻撃や走行を判定しますと。なるほど。ちょっとロックできないんだけど。怒りはボーナスの目で与える特別な武器を使えるようにし敵の体勢を崩すことができるようになる状態です。敵を攻撃したり、リモート相手に攻撃を受けながらしたりして上がるゲージで怒りレベルを確認できます。ゲージが1レベルに達するとキャラクターの手に視覚効果。なんか燃えるやつだ。はい。そうするとフラフラ。なんだフラフラって状態上ってこと？ L2 違うR2 か。怒りしまう。
It appears we've brushed up on the basics.
Yes.
It does, and I'd like to be on my way.
確かにね。
I've quite the list of things to do before we depart.
Indeed. Remember that you can always train in our barracks on the island if you're feeling rusty.
Are your bags packed for the great departure?
Yes, you know I get by with very little. You're not angry that I'm coming with you, I hope.
まあ一緒に来てくれて嬉しいだろうね。
On the contrary, I'm thrilled that both you and Sir de Corsillon are joining our party. A few friends at your side in unknown territory is a boon.
So the old goat is coming too. And there I was thinking I would die of boredom on the trip. By the way, where is our future governor hiding? I was hoping to put his skills to the test as well.
I have no idea. He had plans to celebrate his departure last night, and we haven't seen him since. You know Constantine. I should have gone with him, but my heart wasn't in the mood for celebration. The thought of bidding my mother farewell.
It is never easy to say goodbye. But you should be going to see her now. She must be waiting for you. I'll meet you in front of the palace. Then we'll go and find Constantine together.
Very well. I'll meet you as soon as I've said my goodbyes.
はいはい。宮司の前でクルツに会う。あれか。 走れねえのかな。あ、走る走る。この部屋にいるってことかな。どうも。
What is this? Have you not been taught to knock? I've asked 1,000 times.
おまざ？
Oh, it's you, my dear child.
Mother, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting used to your condition.
Come now, let's speak of more pleasant things.
あ、目が見え
I'm
ない
so
んです
very
ね。
happy to hear your voice. You remind me so much of your father. I do miss him so. Today is the big day, isn't it? Ready to set sail for that island everyone's talking about.
Yes, but the idea of leaving you behind, alone and ill.
Dying, my child. Alas, there is nothing you can do by staying that would ease my suffering. One thing brings me cheer. They say the island is full of miracles, and we might find a cure.
Even if I were to find it, I would never be able to return in time to...
I know. But it brings me comfort to know my son has left on a mission to heal his people. Come now. It is time for you to take leave. Here, take this with you.
What is it?
A family heirloom. Something that...
過方くれちゃう。
Take it and keep it with you. May it bring you good luck. All my blessings go with you, my child. Now, be off.
いや、完全に T ウイルスに侵されてる感じの皮膚になってますね、この方。ジョー、やべえ病気にかかってるね。部屋に別れを告げると。今その左側くるってなってるの、それ怪しい。怪しいね。ああ、もう戻れないですね。もう戻れない。ほうほうほう。スプリント。話しかけられる人も全然いないっすね。結構広くねこれ。冬地区。何これ。あ、え、スタンしている。あ、違う間違えちゃった。スタンしている。まずくねまずくね、ちょっと待って。止まれ。ああ、ダメだ。ね何どっちが喋ってんじゃん。よいしょ。よいしょ。やめてくれ。なんだお前ら。やめてくれ。やめてくれ。俺は閣下だぞ。地味にめんどくせえこの戦闘。どうした。よいしょ。おいしょ。止まれ。よいしょ。よいしょ。オッケー。はい。よいしょ。おやすみ。補強した。取得。戦利品。こいつら盗賊か。なるほどね。これもしかしてあれなのかな。出港する前にこの町 袋つかないともう二度と来れないとかそういう感じなんかな。ちょっとだけ全て取っちゃおう。ちょっと漁ろうか。戦利品あるね。はい、弾薬。しかし閣下なのに武器がハンマーってなかなかオシャンティーですよね。しょっぺーな、なんか。
Kurt, it's done.
Sorry, Greenblood. Look, we can see the masts of the ship that'll be taking us. This is one sacred adventure we're embarking on.
I hope this island will keep its promises.
In order to know that, we'll need to find Constantine first.
You're right. Maybe he's already at the port. He was so eager to leave.
This will be quite the chore to finish before our departure. The commander wants to recover some merchandise from our supplier, but the transporter doesn't want to deliver. I did all I could to persuade. Nothing came of it. All the parliamenting fatigues me. But this is your domain.
確かにカリスマ感ね。相当カリスマありますからね。
Of course. Where is the supplier?
In the lower boroughs, near the port.
Right then. We'll put it on our list of visits.
いや来てくれよ、頼む。特徴。リレーションシップレベル。疑わしい。何これ。派閥コインガード。疑わしい、優しいとかなんか。錆びたツバイヘンダーとかね、なかなか微妙ですね。ああ、なるほどね。こうやって。クルーズは近接戦が得意で重い装甲をつけて戦いますと。ほうほうほう。なるほどね。装備。ああ、装備変えられるんだ。オッケーオッケー。下がるし。あれ上がってんのこれ。いや、下がってんね。変わんねえよ。変わんねえよ。でもそうすると、あ、上がる上がる。うん。よいしょ、兵士の別にしちゃおう。では。あ、結構ビジュアルも変わんねえ。もう一回してフリーテーブルにしちゃおう。オッケーオッケー。で、胴体も。かっこいいじゃん。かっこいいじゃん。全然違うんだけど、すごくない？こんな上がんだ。オッケーオッケー。首は？首は変わらんね。新人の指輪。あ、これ装備してるやつか。オッケーオッケー。で、重機はなしと。よし。じゃあ、チーム確認終了する。2つ目のクエストを取得しました。クエストログを読めばクエスト詳細をフォローできます。
Where would you like to begin?
I've been asked to pay visits to the ambassadors of Thélème and the Bridge Alliance before our departure. Their dwellings are not far from here. We could go there first.
Very well. You think Constantine will be waiting for us next to the ship?
I don't know, but it's certainly worthy of inspection.
お嬢さんどうした？
I believe I've seen you at the palace. Are you one of the prince's relatives?
いやいや、どうやら王子らしいよ。どうやら私は王子らしいよ。あらららら、結構めんどくさい作りしてんね、これね。とりあえず下降りていこうか。ブリッジ同盟の大使館、セレマ大使館。なこれ、関心のあるポイントね、これ。入居者交渉する。めちゃくちゃあるじゃん。何これ。めっちゃくちゃあんだけど、ちょっと下行こうか。ミニマップ的なのないんかな。
Greenblood, do you need something?
寂しいと思ったことは？
I wondered if you ever felt lonely.
I always do. Why, do you want to rectify this?
肯定的に応答する。ちょっといいかな。
I hope to have kept you good company for all these years. After all, we were always together.
And I valued your friendship. But I thought you were referring to another kind of company. And to be honest, you and Constantine aren't exactly my type. Anything else?
去る。
I must leave you.
成功してたかどうかわからんな。なんだろう。なんかのイベントあったんかな今のね。R3 に従ってください。R3 に従ってください。どういうことだよ。R3 に従ってください。それの大使館来たよーっと。うっす。どうも。どうもどうもどうも。
Good day, Excellency.
Sir de Sade, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tirfredi on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it. And perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that. But I'm sure my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You're hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do.
押します。聞いてみる。セレマ?
Could you tell me anything about Thélème?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Thélème are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminis and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical, and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
まあいいか。離れましょう。
I must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, Desade.
デサフレイ。というわけでどうしようかな。とりあえず捕まえに行くかい。密輸業者を見つける。ここだね、バスク船長。じゃあ納入業者と交渉して密輸業者を見つけたら今日は終わりにしましょうかね。おっしゃ、行くよ。
Good day, good sir.
おや、お
How
前
might
も
I be
病
of
院に
service?
かかってるじゃん。
You can start by explaining to me why you refuse to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, sir.
頼むよ。
Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master at arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just an agent. And I'm only obeying orders.
詳しいこと聞いてみようか。
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain, it's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders. Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
なるほど。詳しいこと聞く。
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a...
That's right. He told me that... And sorry, Captain.
Following orders.
で、他の人について尋ね
Why
ま
don't
し
we
ょ
go
う
and。solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You're demanding a second payment but refuse to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
なるほどね。直感。なんだ、魅力的に金庫系どうして。金庫系魅力的なわけないだろう。直感、賄賂を提供する。でもこれ、あれか、カリスマ性か、この 75% って。言ったろ。
I don't think you understand who you're dealing with. Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lord de Sardet, nephew of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable, especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion, theft. You know as well as I that the congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That is a shame. Well, as orders are the only language you seem to understand, I order you to return the guard the merchandise, without delay. Unless you'd rather your master is hung and that you finish your days in prison.
As you request, my lord.
カリスマ活用
I
しちゃ
shall
った。
go immediately and ask that these crates be delivered to the attendant.
Now that's a wise decision.
Thank you. I was beginning to think this would never end.
どういたしまして。
You're certainly honoring your new title. Bravo! The quartermaster must be expecting us.
ブラボー、ブラボー。
Don't you worry now. You'll get your merchandise.
よし。そしたら、密入者をね、ボコボコにして切っちゃいましょうぜ。切っちゃいましょうぜ。まだ戦闘になれないんですよね、全然ね。なんとなくこう、 なんつうんですか、 R1 で攻撃したくなっちゃう。ほら、俺の靴も一緒に磨いてくれよ。で、ムッシュド。なんだこれ。はい、はい。
But I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
まあ、教えてください。
What will be your official title on Tier 4D? Or are you just here to keep an eye on us?
Come now, don't be ridiculous. I'm coming in the capacity of official advisor, nothing more. But His Highness has also asked me to report to him on certain strategic observations. I am therefore required to take note of all events, chart the island and its resources, but also obtain as much knowledge as possible concerning the more dangerous creatures of the island. Your help will be extremely valuable to me. I've no longer the legs of an adventurer.
It's always a privilege to help, Master.
じゃあ、慣れましょう。
I need to be leaving. I have quite a few things to do before we raise anchor.
確かにね。で、業者よ。密輸、あれか。密輸業者。そんな頭の上に出してたらすぐバレちゃうぞ。
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide.
みこしと入れ墨してんね。
Carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
いやいや、やるね。
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sade, the prince's nephew. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
切れんだよ。
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me?
Okay.
I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
いや、いっぱいあんな、これな。ナウツの思想。密入。
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. But the day of departure, every able...
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
そうか。彼の親友は誰ですか?
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavio and Lauro.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
なるほどね。尋ねる。ナウツ。
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a Nord?
Our magic, yes, that only the Nords master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is sea-born. He is a Nord from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Nords for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
Could you tell me anything about our destination? The island of Tier-Fredi.
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars and your mines, for now. The natives have a relationship with their land and consider it sacred. They're a very friendly people, welcoming. That will appear to you strangely familiar. I've also heard that there are a great many exotic creatures, some enormous.
Creature?
But I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed far from the ports.
いやいや、海のエキスパートじゃないのに遠く離れたことないのかよ。
What do you think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest high seas port on the continent. Thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city, it holds a particular status for us. Certain zones are owned completely by us, and maritime law holds office. It's a good port. Were it not for the Malachor, it would be a pleasant place to dock.
ほう。じゃあ終わりかな？コンスタンティンの不在、異端者だ。
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking.
こいつを探してたん
Maybe
ですよ、異
clandestine
端者。
passengers.
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
やるじゃん。
A smuggler. Maybe he could be of some use. Where could I find him?
In the port jails, not far from the warehouses. May I ask you, why the sudden interest in smugglers and the odd stowaway?
あなたの使命について率直に話す。言い過ぎ。これどうすっかな。これどうやって。ここはスタンに話そう。
A couple of heretics are planning on leaving Serene. The ambassador of Teleme has entrusted me with the job of capturing them.
Happy to see that you trust me enough to seek my counsel in the affair. Just so happens that I heard someone talking about the couple. The Cardinal's men are far from discreet. They're making quite some ruckus, asking to search our warehouses. We of course refused entry. Only the Nords have access. I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I'm certain your potential stowaways
日本語
aren't
ところどころお
far.
かしいんだけど、
But
中
we
国
won't
人
allow you to
が
make a
翻訳した
search
ん
to
じゃないの
ground.
これ。
Not officially, at least.
What do you mean?
That discretion and malice are often more useful than titles and words.
密輸業者に単純なことを尋ねると。オッケーオッケー。コンスタンティンの不在ですね。
You haven't heard anything about my cousin by chance, have you? To be honest, we were hoping to find him here.
Did you say he was intending on celebrating his departure? My men spoke of a rather animated party that went down at the Coin Tavern. But I haven't heard anything else.
That isn't the safest place in the city. I hope nothing has happened to him.
Let's go and find him. Thank you, Captain.
Happy to be of some help.
ちょっと仲良くなれたんじゃないこれ。とりあえず尋ねるも終わったから離れましょう。
Be back soon, Captain.
We need to have a word with that people smuggler the sailor mentioned.
He's a captain, Kurt, like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, we'll need to find a way into his jail.
おう、jail。なるほどね。となるとだ。これがそうか。いや、なんかめちゃくちゃ入れっとこあるじゃん。なんだこれ。真に直すの思想を調べる。ほうほうほう。コインガード。いやいや、めちゃくちゃこれ。すごいな。こんなにあるんだ。他の派閥が支配するぞ。はあ。あ、そういう感じなんだ。どうすればいいのそしたら。派閥の衣装。派閥の衣装ってどれだ？あんまりちょっと評判落とすのも良くないからで直していきましょうか。どっかで多分ゲットできるんじゃないかな服。そしたらブリッジ同盟大使館ここ行って最後にしたいと思います。よっしゃ走るぞ。けどな、何なんだろうな。下手くそな広告。古い倉庫街の南の路地にはちくれそうな財布を持ってこい。 まそうか、そしたらまた敵か。よいしょよいしょよいしょほらよいしょ。何やってんだ。
You won't believe your eyes.
Greetings.
This
I hope your day will be better than. I'm sorry,
will
but I
give
don't
you
have time to
faith
change.
in existence.
会話できん。なんだこれ。何のイベントこれ。
Come one, come
Greetings.
all.
May the
Citizens
disease
of
never
Serene,
afflict you,
come
Your
to me.
Excellency.
You won't regret this miraculous opportunity.
オポチュニティ。何を言ってんだこいつは。
But what?
あ、居酒屋来ちゃったのか。とりあえず居酒屋で話しとこうか。テスト完了。ボーナスでいた装備を装着してください。何マジか。ジェフ・ロイ。
Good day, tavern keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
聞いてみよう。彼の仕事です。
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
なるほどね。マリコ。
Has the Malachor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People were still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Yeah, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
ティアフラディ、誰だ？
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Tirfredi.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their
それは間
imaginations.
違いねえな。となると離れるしかないね。
I need to be off.
あ、ごめん。
Farewell.
コンスタンティンのこと聞くの忘れてた。一番大事なの聞くの忘れてた。一番大事なの。
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back. Can I pour you something this time?
コンスタンティンのことを教えてください。
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke
マジ
out.
か。
My tavern was shattered.
最低
And
だ
no
な。
one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age. Hair down to his neck, light brown, blue eyes. Quite the talker.
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the
Oh,
fight.
Constantine.
I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'd be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
金払おう。
Here you are, to cover your expenses.
Excellent. Honest books makes for honest friendships. Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good fool. He went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. But you didn't hear that from me. In any case, if you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the tender sorts.
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself
マジ
into.
か。
Seemed like a courageous fellow.
ジェフロイ、お前戦え
Who
るの
could down
か。
his pine. Anything else?
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
来る気ねえじゃん。なんだよ。ジェフロイなんだお前。一緒に食うみたいな空気感出しといて結局来ねえんじゃん。ちょっとさ。え、ここどこ？アルサード錬金術師の手紙。何を言ってるかわからないな。はい。誰かいたんだろうね。まあいいか。もっともっとここアイテムあるじゃん。拾う。拾う。宿屋のもの。お前ちょっとさ。大丈夫？こんな勝手にガンガン宿屋去っちゃって。ピッキングだー。ピッキングも必要なんだ。うわちょっといろいろスキル必要じゃんこれ。鍵を使おう。はい。さぞかしいいもんがあるんだろうな。戦利品。やだよの主人の鍵大丈夫これ。はい。どこやだよの主人の鍵って。ここだね。よし。発見しました。古い倉庫。あ？コンスタンティンがどこにいるのかわかる。ああ、いやいや、違うんだ。まあ、こっち来たけどさ。どこ？ここはどこだ？完全に迷子だぞこれ。ああ、コインガード。ああ、なるほど。コインガード弊社ってことか。オッケーオッケー。うっす。
Sir Desade, I presume. It is an honor to make your
いや、
acquaintance.
どういたしまして。
Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes. We were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 4D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, now, if he finds an alternative solution that is less, illegal, That would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
普通に船に積めばいいんじゃねえの。そういうわけにはいかないの。
So you're back. Right then. What about our business?
I regret to say that the
They are.
Well then, I...
ここよ、ここ。じゃあす。お前か。サヒに対し。
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sade, I have been told that you were named legate.
どういたしまして。
Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Tiefredi. My cousin Constantine is about to take up office as governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. A charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea, remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken so well to your new functions of diplomacy. The man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
OK, OK. 質問しとこう。ブリッジアライアンス承認かどうか OK。ティアフレディ、セラベッじゃあブリッジアライアンスから行きましょ
う。Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure.
Legate.
A legate needs to know the history and strengths of his allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Sad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors. But our ancestors quickly realized that the union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
Oh. 承認会?
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
Tiefredi?
The Bridge Alliance has been on Tiefredi for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island. A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon enough.
未開の島って感じだね。セレマって聞く誰？
And what of your war with Teleme?
個人じゃないんだ。
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Tiafredi.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Teleme has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are in fact quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
じゃあ離れましょう。
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sade.
はい、というわけで、だいたいね、話聞いたんで、じゃあ次回なんつうんですかね、これサブクエでいいのかな、メインクエストやってるのかサブクエストやってるのか全然わかんないですけど、残りのね、やつをやって出航したいと思います。いや、まだ、マジで全然、野党みたいなやつと戦ったりとか、話聞いたりして街をうろうろしてるだけで、全然まだね、何が面白そうとかわかんないんですけど、まあ、次回あたりからぼちぼちね、島に行って探索始めれば、かなり楽しくなってくるんじゃないかなという予感もひしひしと感じます。まあ、まずはでも操作慣れるとこからですね。三角と四角、三角と四角。ということでね、はい。よし、じゃあ今日はここで終わりにしたいと思います。ご視聴ここまでありがとうございました。語りは私、こおにでお送りいたしました。次回もよろしければ、引き続きね、ご視聴のほどよろしくお願いいたします。それじゃあ、さようなら、バイバーイ。